Welcome to the Married at First Sight Season 12, Episode 6 review. This is Couples Couch with
Pat.
And I'm Cam. You have one job, just to say your name, and you can never say it on time.
But I knew this was just a dress rehearsal.
This is not a dress rehearsal. This is happening. So before we get started in this episode, I wanted to talk about the elephant in the room. Well, not in this room, but in Texas. All of this snow. We have been without power, stable power, and internet since Monday. And we didn't think that we were going to be able to film Couples Couch because we didn't have power. Power was restored today, early this morning.
It was horrible for me.
What I'm trying to say is we got 40 to 45 minutes of power every other hour. And now we're under a boil notice where we have to boil water because it's not safe. So we are going through it here in Texas. But nevertheless, we are here to talk about what happened with Chris and Paige, because I made sure with the little bit of power we did have, I was watching the show to see what the heck was going on in this week's episode. So full disclaimer, we're going to talk a whole lot of noise in this episode. Whole lot that went on, and I just can't even believe it went down this way.
Wow.
Yes, insane. So before we get into this week's episode, let's talk about what happened last week in episode 5 for an episode 5 recap.
Let's go.
Let's do it. So let's recap episode 5 real quick to remember what happened. So last week, the couples were still on their honeymoon. The show opened up real juicy. Chris was shown talking real low, telling the producers how he don't want to tell her. He don't want to tell her. And they're like, you can't not tell her this devastating news. Fast forward to the middle of the show. Chris ends up telling Paige what the devastating news was, and it's his ex-fiance is pregnant with their baby.
It is, I won't say devastating, but it is something that I have to deal with.
What?
And it doesn't matter.
And Paige is like, what is it? And he's like, it doesn't matter. And she's like, what? It just doesn't matter. And it's the mumbling for me. This is terrible.
I feel bad for his ex-fiance. She's going to have a baby that's crying and a grown man that's crying like a baby.
Jesus. Next few scenes shows Eric and Virginia. They were poolside, and they talk about, really Eric brings up the fact that he doesn't believe that guys can be like just genuine friends with girls because they're always, or at some point will be thinking about trying to lay your body down.
Yep.
And she doesn't believe that that's the case. She's like, I have a bunch of good guy friends, and that's not the case. So they kind of...
They're all waiting in line.
for the... Now serving.
Yeah. And she even spoke that way about herself.
Ticket number 12, huh?
She even spoke that way about herself.
Yeah. Well, how so? Wait, what? What are you talking about?
You'll see.
Okay. Well, anyways, then they moved on to showing Claire and Ryan and Haley and Jake. They didn't really have a lot of anything going on with those couples in episode 4. I just feel like, or episode 5. But I just think that they were slow going. I think it's like a build up for them. So Claire voiced her concern in episode 5 about religion and what she expects, for her kids. And Ryan kind of gave her the face and wasn't really pleased with what she had to say about it. And then meanwhile, Haley and Jake, I don't know if they're bonding or not bonding, but they're just having weird, odd conversation every time you see them together. So it's just like nothing much has happened yet with them.
That's because they're both odd, and he's accepted it, and she still thinks she's like normal.
Yeah. And then the final few scenes of the episode shows the couples meet up as a group for a dinner date, and Chris tells the group that his ex is having a baby, and everyone, of course, is shocked. Virginia and Eric arrived late, so they don't get the news right on time. But when he did bring it up to them and tell them, Virginia asked, "Are you sure? Is it your baby?" And that totally pissed Chris off. And he asked everyone to like respect his privacy, and that's kind of how they ended that episode.
No, it's not. He went into the other room, laid down, and cried like a baby.
That's prior to him asking everyone to respect his privacy, but that did happen.
He did cry twice.
And that was the end of episode 5. Let's move on to episode 6 to see what happened. Let's talk about it, y'all.
Yes.
So let's talk about episode 6. The intro to episode 6, the show opens up with the couples waking up on day 4 of their marriage. They're still on their honeymoon in Vegas. Clara and Ryan are seen eating breakfast, and they talk about like their favorite moments, like their MySpace page. And, you know, he asked Clara what kind of people did she date in the past. Boring stuff. Clara says she falls in love all the time. Meanwhile, Ryan was giving the not I type of face. And that kind of brought Clara to tears for whatever reason, because she felt like here she is, the person who's always falling in love. Meanwhile, Ryan hasn't ever told anybody he's been in love. So I don't know why that brought her to tears. I'm thinking she's expecting him not to say.
She's not in control of her emotions.
I'm like, girl, y'all are on day 4 of your marriage. Like, can the man understand you, get to know you, give him a chance to love you before you start crying? Like, I could see if you're in year 4 and he hasn't said I love you. Then,
she's
like,
weird.
you know, give him a chance, give it a break. So then the next few scenes show the couples meeting up separately. So like the girls meet up, and then the guys meet up. The girls meet up for like a cocktail class in the hotel to learn how to make cocktails, and then the guys meet up for like craps lesson in the hotel as well. While being together, the girls do like a temperature check to see how everyone is feeling, and Brianna goes first and says that she and Vincent, I always want to call him Brinson, I put their names together. She and Vincent are doing well, but she can tell there's some areas where he is unstructured. He gets distracted, she said, while, you know, even getting ready for that event, you know, for the meetups, that he was just kind of distracted and moving slow and this and that. And I'm like, girl, that's every dude. Every dude moves at their own pace, and you kind of got to guide them.
To get ready to go somewhere?
I feel like I gotta make sure you're like organized, because you will be walking around 15 times before you actually complete a task.
And like Brianna, you need to understand that maybe I want to walk around 15 times before doing a task. I know what I'm doing.
Nothing.
Exactly. But you act like I'm walking around like my mind is on pause. I know exactly what I'm doing. It's what I want to do. I'm sorry that it's not what you want me to do, and that's what they go get you.
Unstructured, like Brianna said.
And you not talking about your child.
I'll get 2 kids ready and myself, and I will get the blame when we get to wherever we going. Like, oh yeah, Kamara's the one that's always late. Mind you, if you knew that Kamara's getting 3 people in order, actually, 3 people, including the biggest child here.
Not true. I get myself
in order, but everyone thinks I'm just late.
I think we hit on something personal here. This is supposed to be about the show.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Let's get right back into it. So the next scene shows the guys together, and Eric is the first one to go and start talking about, you know, how it's going so far with him in Virginia, and he can't get the words out.
Real. Like, it's just been an absolute, like, I can't even explain it to you, man. Like, it was the greatest thing we ever had. Like, this is what I did. Like, why?
Same a little tipsy. I'm good.
Eric is chocolate wasted.
They haven't done nothing but get effed up. And
he's so drunk.
Party, like.
Yeah, just party and booze. And party and booze.
But here's the thing. I've been to Vegas, right?
I've never.
It was fun. We were there for my brother's bachelor party. So Vegas is fun for 3 or 4 days. Like, okay. And I'm not a big
gambler.
No, I don't gamble, but I don't drink either really like that. But for those 3 or 4 days, like somehow you find it within yourself. We drank 24/7. We would drink, party, like it was fun.
Throwing them back.
But then you knew at that 4th day, like you're coming home, and that's where their problem's gonna come in, because when they go back to Atlanta, this is what she does.
This is what I do, bruh.
Yeah, like, I'm a professional at this.
Right. So
And that's not going to be...
It's not going to work out.
Yeah,
and I think he's trying to keep up with her.
Yeah, that's exactly what... He's keeping up with her, partying with her, but it ain't going to last. He's going to run out of steam.
Especially if he's trying to fly these airplanes. Tell me what ticket and what gate you at so I don't get on.
Bro, if they want to put her with a pilot, they should have got Denzel.
In Flight. Now I know the name of the movie. But yeah, so that isn't... Yeah, he's out of there. Yeah. And then Vincent says that he was chocolate wasted. What is that? What does that mean? I have no idea what chocolate wasted mean, but he was cracking up when he said it. So apparently it's something funny. Drop it in the comment section for me. Enlighten me on what is chocolate wasted. I have no idea. Anyways, moving right along. Virginia moves on to say that, you know, there have been some bumps in the road for her, and she brings up the situation about guys not being friends with girls. She's really stuck on that Eric said that.
Actually, no. I think you guys got along so well so quickly that it's kind of throwing you off, and you're both gonna have to compromise.
I'm not giving you up anything.
No, not at all. But say, you know, like maybe for the first couple months you just hang out in group settings. And that might make him feel better until he's more comfortable with it. Right, you're going to have to be really...
It appears that Clara had to talk to her offline to try to, like, calm her down and tell her, like, you know, just take it, you know, slow. You'll introduce him to your friends in a group setting, and maybe that will give him a different perspective on, you know, how that works, and then he can get, like, build trust or something, I guess, from there. Well, this one's steady rolling his eyes about it.
Ain't gonna be no trust. If you that cool, like, if you want them that bad, like, you put up that much of a fight, you go right ahead. Y'all have fun.
All right. Next scene shows Haley and Jake. They're having their lunch in their hotel room, and he kind of brings up the topic that he's trying to figure out what her comfort level is, because she isn't very, like, I guess, affectionate or showing him or giving him any signs on what to do, you know, relationship, affectionate-wise.
Your comfort level with sort of, I guess, intimacy or, like, hand-holding, that kind of stuff. Like, what makes sense for you, and because you seem a bit more reserved with that stuff, and I've kind of had to initiate all of that, right? Which is fine to a degree, but then I start to second-guess myself a little bit and think, okay, does she actually like me, or does she...
I liked how Jacob played it. Because he's got an issue.
Yeah.
He brought it to her, and she's tried. Well, you know, I'm gonna get there. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, he's not letting her out. Like, what is the problem? Because from this point, they've already slept together.
Right.
And now you pulling back, like.
Yeah, I could see this to be, or to make more sense if she was pulling away before them even being intimate, you know?
Right.
Like, she's not comfortable yet, so she needs to get taken there. But to have been intimate and now you're acting like you don't know me, cuz I'm like...
Do you not like...
What did I do wrong in that moment? Because then you start second guessing yourself.
You start do what?
What did I say?
Second guessing?
Well, we can do that too. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, like, then you start second guessing yourself. Like, was I weird during that moment? Did I do something wrong during that moment? And she just didn't like it. And now she's just like not being vocal about it. You know what I mean? And replaying that. Like, you start being self-conscious. So I can feel him.
And instead of playing the games, he's like, yo, what's good? What's up? What's up? What is the problem here?
So I know more is to come with this couple. Let's move on to the next scene.
Next one.
So the next scene shows Paige and Chris. They're in their room having dinner. And Chris turns to Paige and says, you know, I just want to commend you on how you've been handling this situation that's been dealt to you, you know, this week. And it doesn't go unnoticed. And my first thought was, is this a performance appraisal? Like, do I get a rating at the end of this? Does it come with a bonus? You know, are there supposed to be certain goals that I'm supposed to meet each quarter? Like, what What is happening in this scene? Like,
and this dude telling me like he's pep talking me up when he's the one dishing it to me.
Thank you.
Like, bro, you are the issue,
Right.
not
how I'm handling
I really
it.
like the way you handle all these issues. But you're
bringing this to me on me every time. So then Paige
right.
moves on to mention that, you know, she's planning to like bring her dog and, you know, to the place with her. And Chris was like, you know, I'm not really trying to take care of no dog, but we can coexist. Meanwhile, she's supposed to take care of a whole ass baby that you bring into the situation.
You got me all the way.
You can't let Fufu out back to potty.
Listen, bro.
Or Fifi.
You got me all the way messed up, bro. I'm not taking care of that baby.
I'm like, yo, you got some gall.
I'm not even gonna be there though. Like, how do you stay, Paige?
I don't know, but it gets better. So they sit down and have their dinner in their room, and Paige also says that she plans to bring like the wedding gifts and stuff to their new apartment once they get back. And he's like, and if you have any money that anybody gave you, we have to split that 50-50.
For what? You buying condoms?
Is this real? Like, is this really happening in this conversation here? What are you talking about? We have to split this 50-50. What are you, my agent? Like, what are you talking
Bro,
about?
you got some nerve. I'm keeping all these wedding gifts to myself. Whether me and you make it or not, just pain and suffering alone.
And it's splitting 50-50 in marriage. Like, there's no such thing. Like, we're a unit. Now, if you're dating, you know, we split 50-50 while dating. Remember that?
Yeah, we would go to the grocery store. Say we got $300 worth of groceries. Mm-hmm. Kamara will pull out her debit card and pay for $150.
That cash register or the cashier will be putting in $150, and I would swipe mine, and then I would
take it. But I did always take like the change. Like if it was 352 cents. Kamar would take care of 150 flat, and then I would take care of 150, 52. So I thought it was only right that the man, you know, take a little more.
And that's only because when we would go grocery shop together, you know, but otherwise, like, you know, I would either give you money to contribute or you would just give me cash to contribute. That's just if we were there together and we needed to swipe, we didn't have cash. But I think it's only fair when you're not married to
dating.
Split. Or, when you're
living
dating,
together, whatever.
or living together, whatever, to split the bills 50-50.
Yeah,
like,
common stuff is 50-50.
Yeah, like, you know, rent 50-50, utilities 50-50, groceries 50-50. We each had our separate car notes. But, you know, Paige did say, like, I'm not in this for your money.
I got a little catch here, though. I don't believe in joint accounts. I just think it's best to separate the two.
And just because he makes more than her, I feel like that's his other.
And at that point, my mind was blown because I'm like, well, then why are you in this? Because he's not attracted to you. He's having a baby with somebody else. Yeah. And I thought we was trying to get him. I thought that's what we was in this for, Paige. Like, yo, you gotta walk through hellfire to get to the golden jewel. And I'm going to walk with you, Paige. I'm going to go on this journey with you so we can get Chris's money.
Yeah,
but if you're not in this for the money, then why are we here?
You got a long wait, girl, because I don't think he got a whole lot of it. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the next scene. The next scene shows Eric and Virginia in their room, and I swear to y'all, it looks like a scene from Forrest Gump when Jenny was about to jump that ledge. Do y'all remember that? And that music was in the back.
Skinner.
Lord knows I can't change. Tell me it don't sound like it don't look like that scene. If y'all remember what I'm talking about, that's when Jenny was in that room. Lord, so they're in their room, and you know, Eric is looking like, yo, we can't live like this. Like,
yeah, he had 3 hours, a good 3-hour nap, and woke up like,
yo.
Virginia likes to drink more than I do, and this is not me. This is not something I normally do.
I got married at first sight to find the person that I want to be with for the rest of my life. And I'm just very worried on how she's going to be. Like, very scared about it.
We can't do this.
I can't.
Yeah.
We got to go back home. And
Yeah.
she want to keep. I can't. Let's go have a nice dinner.
Yeah. So he's sitting in there and he's like, yo, I need to tell you that I can't do this with you when we get back. And she's like, we can just blend our lives.
lifestyles together.
And he's like, no, I fly planes for a living. I can't do this with you. She's like, well, you know, me and my friend group, we just like to drink like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You know, that's just what we do. And again, I hear that other song, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's what
Yo,
like,
but real talk, when she's talking about we're only drinking
that's a lot
Thursday,
of
Friday,
days.
Saturday, she's talking about partying.
Yeah.
That's not like drinking wine, because she's not just going from those days and then not drinking it all the other days. It's not what's happening.
Yeah.
We can tell from your face and your skin, you're bloated. Sorry. I seen it.
I just want to say,
She got that drunk lady
I don't
look.
know if she received a portion of that message that Eric was trying to get through to her, because she was in and out the whole
But I
time.
want you to go with me.
Yeah, we can do this together. And
Do
he's
you
like,
understand? I gotta clock in and fly
a
a
whole
plane.
with people. I'm like, I'm
I
responsible
know.
for lives.
Do y'all got the little bottles? Get bottles.
Yo, Eric looks so scared. Like, yo, I can't take this
Because he knows
home.
this is gonna go off the rails.
Yeah.
He already knows, like, next Christmas, my mom and dad are gonna give me hell at the table when this lady ain't there
You're gonna have
with
hell
me.
to pay, especially with a conservative
You
mom
done
and daddy.
brought me on TV with this hussy. That's kind of language they use down south.
Not a hussy.
You got me on TV running behind this
I don't
hussy.
know how this gonna work out for them too. I'm very interested.
I know
to
exactly
see.
how this is gonna work out for them too.
All right, let's move on to the next scene. Next scene shows Vincent and Brianna, and he says that he feels like Brianna is being bossy. What you shaking your head about?
I feel what he's
Because
saying.
he doesn't like to be rushed. Remember earlier on in the show, she said that he didn't seem very structured, and she had to be like, no, you need to put your phone down and get dressed, take your shower.
Yep.
I guess it came back to bite her in the ass
Yep.
because he came at her and was like, yo, I don't like nobody rushing me. Like, I'm doing this for a reason, apparently, because this is how I move.
You know, what it is sometimes when a person's already doing something, right? And then somebody else comes along and tells them to do what they were already doing, and then takes credit like you wasn't doing it already and it was only them that made you do it. But that ain't what happened.
You got something on your spirit you want to
I
talk
do.
about?
And I also would like to know, you know, if my fellow belly boy could reach out to me in the comments or something. What did you say to her? Because I need to know what it was said and how you said that. I don't like you
Keep in mind,
telling me what to do all
Keep
the
in
time
mind.
and cutting me off when I'm trying to make a point.
keep in mind,
And how do you stop her from doing that and make her cry a little bit? Not a lot to feel bad over, but like a little bit, so she realizes, okay, I might be
keep
bossy.
in mind, they were on day 4 of wedding.
And he was already
their
sick
wedding
of
or
it.
Their marriage.
And he was already sick of it.
We are on day what of our marriage?
What's 365
Times
Times.
7.
7 long years? I mean,
So he can get away with that on day 4. Try to tell me that now. I'd be like, and the time you taking up to tell me this, you could be getting ready.
but I don't want to go to this anyway, so that's what 7 years will get you. Like, now we're to the point
Where you gonna go
if
by
you,
yourself?
yeah, you come at me crazy if you want, and you'll be right over there at Callaway Gardens by yourself, dragging that bush to the back of the car, trying to get help to put it in the car.
Pulling back up to the house. Can you at least help me take it out the car?
No, not coming in this house with all that attitude. Now, how was your shopping?
Oh God. Okay, we digress. Let's move on to the next scene. Okay, y'all. The next scene shows the couples going out to drive ATVs. While on a mini break from, taking a break from driving the ATVs, Clara and Virginia and Chris stand out by the ATV to talk a little bit, and they kind of get on the topic of how's everything with him and Paige, and he goes off.
If it's your kid?
I don't owe you guys an explanation. So, say on my business. Simple as that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that way.
That's arrogant. I'm done.
You are very arrogant, actually.
Okay. Cool. And you're a drunkard.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
You're a drunkard.
I'm not ever gonna lie though, I like to drink.
Okay. And you're a drunkard. So what else? You throw shots or throw shots back.
Clara was just like, we was just asking, about, do you have a plan, on how to make this right? And he was like, yeah, and that's between me and my wife, and I don't need to explain myself to y'all. And then went off on Virginia saying, like, the joke that you told was ridiculous, saying if the baby was yours. I mean, he was going off so badly
drunkard
that Eric had to come over. And Eric, I really don't know what purpose he served, because he didn't really say much of anything. He didn't defend his wife as much as I thought he could have. Meanwhile, Ryan was standing on the side of the ATV, not very far from where all this was going down, and he didn't interject not one time to say, who are you talking to, bruh? Like, who are you talking to? Are you talking to my wife like this?
Come on, he not talking to us, right?
Okay. Now let's assume that Pat and Cam was out there.
He not talking to us.
I'd be like, nah, he can't be talking.
Because I'll beat him out of his shoes right here.
I will read him his rights.
I will get him. I'm telling you.
Wish the day he never decided to get on this ATV with us.
Are we punked? Are we getting punked?
This has to be a punked episode or something, because he would
could
never.
Because I know this motherfucker get me. Are you out of your mind? Listen, I don't care. I'm going to smack you out your shoes where you stand, Playboy. I'm not playing about my wife.
I think somebody.
But he did it. He didn't do it around Jacob, who would have knocked his soul cross.
He would have knocked that part to the other side of his head.
And he didn't do it in front of Vincent in like an aggressive way towards him. Vincent always like steps in to back him up.
Yeah, chill.
But bro, let me tell you something.
This gonna be Pat and Cam. So then it gets worse. So he goes off on them outside where the ATVs are, and I guess the excursion is over, and they're on the bus. And he's like, "Y'all think I'm about to make this bus ride? I guess, easy going. Like I'm about to make this hell for y'all." And he goes off on Virginia and was like, "I don't give a about you." And he's like, Eric, Ryan, are y'all here on the bus? Ryan, y'all just gonna be like, come on, bro.
Ryan got his wave over to the side.
Are y'all present on? Clara looks so like she don't know what to do, so she just starts staring out the window.
Bro.
It couldn't be Pat and Cam on that bus, because I'm telling y'all the hell now.
The other couples,
they would have had to call another shuttle to come get us.
They've been together too short of a time, because they didn't have no coordination. There was no plan. We would have been in that front seat,
tag teaming each other.
And as soon as he would have got out, his ass would have left his seat.
I would have tagged your ass in.
I'd have been like, yo,
get him.
Catch. You
not gonna been like, first of all, you need to take that same ass energy that you got
with your crying ass, and now you missed the get back. Bitch, I wish you would.
Listen.
You're not going to talk to me in minds like that.
You ain't going to do it.
And I wish you would respond. No, keep going. Keep talking. Talk that talk.
I had no power yesterday while I watched this episode, and I was getting heated, baby.
And I'm not a tough guy. This is not being a tough. I just know how you is and ain't going to talk to me. That is how you ain't gonna talk to me.
And I will respect your space. I will.
You don't know me.
He
don't know who he talking to. You don't know me, bro.
All right, we had to bring it down because we was getting lit. You see how we are as a unit? This is why God don't make no mistakes, like Paige said. He put us together for a reason. The next few scenes show the couples meeting up for dinner as a group. So then Eric and Virginia show up late, so they weren't there for the apologies that were given out across the table.
I swear production had to have a hand in that, because that could not have been any better.
The timing was perfect.
They come back late.
Yes.
Partying.
Yes. And Virginia says, "Oh, I need a shot." That was her way of trying to stir stuff up with Chris, because she was still on the same energy from that van or bus ride that they had. And then what's his name, Ryan tries to jump in because they were about to get into it, and he was like, I just want y'all to stop there, because I think y'all were both about to try to say the same thing at the same time, because he was just giving out an apology to everybody at the table. I don't care about no apology. Every time I see you, it's a problem.
Look at the little ambidextrous boy trying to play peacemaker.
I'm trying to tell you.
If you don't shut your ass, you get it too.
I'm secretly mad at Ryan and Eric, because I feel like they did not stand up for either of their wives in the moment. I don't want you to come on the back end and try to set boundaries. When it counted to me was in the moment.
Yeah.
And I know that's what Eric was coming to the table to do, was to set boundaries. You can't talk to my wife like that. But the moment has passed.
It's too late. He already talked to me.
Over
he already did it, bro. How you gonna come back 2 hours later and be like, hey, the way you approach my wife, like that's something you do over something. Not my wife.
Yeah.
He done already said it to your wife.
At this point, Eric is trying to establish boundaries. And Chris is ready for all the smoke. He stands up and is like, whatever you want to do, bruh. Whatever you want to do, bruh. And I think he does this because he knows Eric ain't trying to do nothing.
Exactly.
He wasn't trying to do nothing.
You already let it happen. You already let it happen. Why am I going to stop now?
And I feel like Chris does this to people who he knows ain't gonna do nothing, because best believe if it was a real dude, a real one,
he won't go with Jacob like that,
and he won't go at Vincent like that either.
No, he's not going to Ryan. I don't even know if Ryan here, and I don't think Ryan got the heart for it. But no. I mean, Eric kind of got the heart. He just ain't never.
Eric don't want the smoke neither. He ain't trying to do that. He really was trying. Honestly, I think this entire time Eric was trying to keep the peace. I do really like Virginia was trying to be snarky and be funny about it. Yeah. Which just made, like he said,
I don't think it was a joke though. I don't think when she said, "Is it yours?" I don't think it was a joke.
You don't think she was trying to be snarky? She was just talking.
Yeah,
she was just talking, like, but for real, is it even yours? Just honestly, I do see that now. Like she was just talking, just having a conversation.
Why would she? I mean, you're supposed to be wanting to get married and do this, and I'm sure that the process was longer than 6 weeks up to the point they're at now.
1,000%.
So it's like, bro, you're the one. You're a clown. You cause all of this.
Yeah.
And then you try to make yourself look like some stand-up dude
after the
because
fact.
You're dealing with the shit you started.
But then he tries to come and say,
I am telling the truth.
I apologize because I wasn't being a man of God, and Paige had to pray over me. And then Paige is over here giving him accolades for saying, that's bold to say, that you haven't been a man of God. That's being real and raw and taking accountability. And I'm just like, you take anything that he says and try to find the good in it. Like, he could literally be murdering somebody here, and you're like, well, at least he used gloves, with the knife.
But here's the thing.
You're trying to find the good in everything.
But here's the thing. A year, 2 years, however much time this dude wastes out of her life, when it's all over and done with, it was him. Chris was the bad guy. She's not taking the accountability. Yeah, it wasn't her. It wasn't her being stupid and not seeing the signs when they're shown to her.
So
it's all him.
Yeah. So anyways, at the end of the dinner, they had to break him up, which really break Chris up from himself, because Eric didn't even want the smoke. He was still sitting at the table like, I'm just going to leave here.
Chris trying to get an Academy Award.
There was no real fight. It was, to me, it was built up like there was a fight, but it was really just Chris being pulled away from nothing.
He didn't even get pulled away.
Well, Vincent
bumped him, and then he turned and walked away. Like,
it wasn't nothing was going on. It was a waste.
And it was this. Eric wasn't even saying, let's go outside or trying to get in his face.
He was telling his wife, let's go.
I'm done with this.
We're not getting anywhere.
Oh, okay.
Whatever you want to do, bro. Whatever you want to do. Like, I won't do nothing. I
want you to take the suit up 2 sizes. And the pants down to your feet. Put on some socks. I'm sick of smelling your feet when you come in this room.
Every time you walk in here, I smell ankles. Wow.
Yeah, ankles and hot Cheetos, bro.
I'm done.
Put some socks on, some no-shows or something on them feet.
Let's move on to the next scene. I cannot with him. The next scene shows Clara and Ryan are now in bed. So everything has cooled down. Everybody's now back to their rooms. They're in bed, and he asks her, like, how are you feeling? And she's like, well, I'm just happy that we're not drama, we're drama free, I should say. And he's like, yeah, today was a unique day. And then he says, like, I have thoughts and opinions for sure, but, you have to be able to control the things that come out your mouth. Essentially, he's saying, you need to be quiet. You don't need to be putting no input on nothing. And she felt like he was trying to control her. Yeah. But I see his point, but I also see her point too.
I see, but see here, he didn't say anything. He didn't do or say nada.
He in the room?
He didn't come to her defense at all.
At all. Now, he didn't do nothing. So I think his point was that
I'm trying to help you out, Ryan.
Ryan's point was, in this situation, they aren't looking for feedback or advice. He's saying keep our name out your mouth. So he's trying to tell her there comes a point where if someone isn't asking you for your advice, you need to keep your mouth shut. My dad, Jamaican, keep your beak shut.
Yeah, and I agree with that too.
That's what he's trying to say.
It would have been hard in the van or before the van. It would have been hard because I'd be like, why are you talking to these people?
Yeah, why are you getting in their business?
Yeah, why are you?
Because that's really what this is really all about, is being in their business. And he was just trying to look out. And he's like, you didn't have to do that.
I would have, bro, I'm going to clown. I'm going to laugh. All information you let me know.
Yeah.
I didn't go looking for this information.
Right.
You came and told us you got another chick.
Yeah, I see Ryan's point. But I still felt like when it got to the next level, he should have came to her defense at that point. Even though she done stuck her whole jawline into it, he should have definitely still come to her aid, Dude, what's good? All right, let's move on to the next scene. Final scenes of this episode shows Eric and Virginia, they're having breakfast. Eric says that he thinks that Chris is using them as a unit to release his frustration on because he has nobody else and he's in a bad situation and he's using them to point his anger towards. But in the flip, y'all allowing him to do that too. You know what I mean? Y'all have to shut it down. Like you people only do what you allow them to do.
Y'all allowed him to do a whole lot of talking.
Wildness. The next scene shows that the honeymoon is now coming to an end and everybody's packing up. And Jake reveals that Haley said the night before that they were having like a girls' night. And he said, yeah, go enjoy yourself. And he said he went down to go get something to eat. And he saw that, in fact, it was not a girls' night. It was all of the couples with their husbands. And when he turned the corner and they saw him, they booked it.
And as soon as I turned the corner, they bolted. And the truth of it is she did not want me there. And she did not tell me that she did not want me there.
What is happening? Like, Haley, why you don't want to be around your mans, though? What are you smiling about? That's awful. You know how awful you have to feel? You say you're about to go hang out with your boys. I go out there, everybody is out there, and nobody don't want me there. That's an awful feeling. And we on a TV show.
Thank God it's you and not me people don't want to be around.
That's awful.
That is messed up.
Yo, that's terrible. Yeah. I don't know. I don't like that. And you could tell she guilty because the look on her face while she's packing that suitcase is like, you caught me, cuz.
Yeah, yo.
So he says that, he can no longer give her the benefit of the doubt, and the fact that she lied like this, like now it's kind of almost not really game over, but he sees the game that she's playing, and if this is where she wants to go with it, then they're not going to win playing. Like Nene Leakes say, you never win when you play dirty.
That's not true. It's not true at all.
Well, she's in Atlanta, so she should know. All right, let's move on to the next scene. Last scene shows Chris and Paige. My voice is losing now at this point. Packing up. Paige says, or asks Chris where does he see the relationship with his baby moms going now that everything is out in the open. And Chris says he doesn't really know because he doesn't really want another man raising his kid. And he said that the thought has crossed his mind to get back with her because he, doesn't want the two household thing going on. And she was like, are you kidding me? And he's like, well, we have had conversations of what that would look like. He's like, because I still love her. He said, because I still love her.
You a clown, and Paige is a clown for staying around.
He even proceeds,
and y'all are a circus together.
Proceeds to tell her that, he could leave her today and go be with his ex. And that's just something about being a man that you just have to say things that are rough. Can I get an understanding in the comments below that
Paige,
is it only men who have to say rough things? Women don't have to say rough things
don't
at
say
all?
rough things to me. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Be nice to me. Lie to me. Don't tell me nothing rough. Damn that.
I'm like, what?
Paige, sweetheart, your self-confidence is so low for you to stay around.
He said that
with this idiot.
Let's recap. In this scene alone, he said that he has had conversations about going back to her. He said he still loves her. He says he doesn't want another man raising his kid. And he also says that he could leave you, Paige, today and go back and be with his ex.
No problem.
And none of these raises a red flag to you at
but
all.
He had to have said something nice. Didn't he say something nice?
He did. At the end, he says that he really doesn't, he wants to work out their marriage because he's spiritually attracted to her. Because she prayed over him the night before and now he is attracted to her.
What is spiritually attracted?
Yo, you define it for me.
They don't want me to define it. Spiritually attracted, y'all gonna have to help me with it. Like when I see you praying,
drop
just
it in the comments. What does spiritually attracted to you mean to y'all?
Say amen again. Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Catch the spirit for me.
I guess you tried to say they're connected.
Read your Bible. Read it slow.
I'm done. And that's it for episode 6. I can't take much more of this.
Put on your usher gloves.
Pass the plate. The offering plate.
Come on. Tell me the announcements.
We are awful. Y'all, that's all we have for this episode. We really got no more. I am wiped out. I am drained from watching these people. So that's it for episode 6. Be sure to drop a comment in the comment section. Let us know what you thought about this episode. Sound off in the comments. We love talking to you guys. Also, be sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button to support our channel. We're definitely trying to grow, and we thank you guys for watching. You look like you're about to say something.
I'm not going to say everybody in the South dealing with this freezing weather, you know, keep your head up.
Stay prayed up.
Yep.
Yeah,
we're gonna make it through this.
We're thinking about each other because we're going through it too. These rolling blackouts and everything else. So stay strong and stay warm if you can. And we will see you guys next Friday. Be safe, you guys, and thanks for watching. Bye.